regardless of whether philosophy can address the larger questions of life, and I think you have to be in some ways absurdly skeptical to assume axiomatically that the answer to that is no. It's necessary, in my estimation, very necessary, regardless of who you are, to understand the nuances of the thinkers that you described, because unbeknown to you, the thoughts that you think are yours are actually theirs. And so people might wonder, what practical use it is to study history. And one answer to that is, if you understand history, maybe you won't be doomed to repeat the more catastrophic elements of it. But with regards to philosophy, if you don't understand the thought of great philosophers, you have no idea why that you think the way you do, why you think the way you do, or what the consequences of that might be, right? What is the idea that we're all unconscious exponents of some dead philosopher or some combination of dead philosophers? And so although we don't understand it, we live within not only the conceptual universe these people have established, but the perceptual universe that they've established, right? That they actually have shaped the way that we see the world at a very profound level. And so if you don't understand that, then you're a puppet of forces that are beyond your comprehension. And that, unless you want to be a puppet of forces that are beyond your comprehension, that's not a very good plan. So does that seem like a reasonable?
No, I think that's exactly on track. I think a lot of people in our era are more active-minded than people were in previous eras. We have more media, more freedom, more resources to be able to do so. But even the more active-minded people, I think, as you are pointed out, even if you are to a large extent independently coming up with ideas, it nonetheless is illuminating in many cases to realize that there has been a smart person who thought of that before you, and in many cases in a more sophisticated form, and integrated that with other ideas. So sometimes you can find a thinker who has gone down the roads that you are going down. And most of us don't have time to be active intellectuals. We have our full lives. So anything that we can learn from the philosophers who've thought through these issues can accelerate our process down that road. And then, of course, the other thing is that to the extent that you don't think about these things, what you are saying, I think, is exactly right. In many cases, we are unconsciously guided in certain directions. Sometimes I think of an analogy to infrastructure. So all of the, the roads and traffic lights and lighting systems and so forth. And we grow up with them, and, we're like the fish in the water. We just take it for granted that we're surrounded by these things. And we have automated operating inside a certain kind of infrastructure system. But at the same time, it is illuminating to step back and think that somebody thought through every aspect of that infrastructure system. And in many cases, I'm being directed perhaps in ways that are not healthy. And how can we make that infrastructure system better? That's going to take people who are aware that in many cases they are being guided by that infrastructure.